Hey everyone, Razor Middle here, and really quickly, before we get to the Q&A, I just want to put out a few disclaimers. First of all, I apologize for the shaky video. I was recording with my hands and not a tripod, because originally they said you could not record at the convention, so I did not come prepared with my tripod, but Veronica Taylor and the moderator said it was fine to record, so once everyone else whipped out their phones, I did as well to record about 30 minutes of the 50-minute Q&A. Secondly, there were some weird questions. I don't know what some people were asking, but whatever. Veronica Taylor gives some pretty interesting details about the show, and she does her Ash Ketchum voice for everyone in the crowd, and now you guys watching. So, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, comment, share. Now let's get to the Q&A.
Well, really, I had to listen to the original voice and then kind of put my own spin on it. And then once I got the role, then I was thinking about it as like Rudolph from those stop-action Christmas.
Oh, animation ones?
Yeah, she thinks I'm cute!
Oh my gosh!
So that, my little brother was 10, and also Spritle from Speed Racer. That, Corinne Orr did that voice.
Yeah.
And anyway, so I kind of kept that in mind, and just went forward from there.
And,
it's okay. It'll come back.
Yeah, think about it.
Just wait there and then, okay.
Hi. My question is, so Ash Ketchum is very iconic, right? And when we see him, we hear your voice, so this might be hard to answer, but are there any other characters in pop culture, anime, or other animation that you just woke up and said, man, I really wish I had a shot at like Elsa from Frozen or something?
As an actor, I want to play every single role, and like I said, I audition for so many things that don't get cast in it, but when I'm auditioning for something, I really do kind of prepare as if I have the role. So I kind of commit to it in a way that it makes me very sad when I don't get it. So, but I've never thought, wow, I wish I loved what you did, I wish I had your job. I've never thought that, but there are some things that I've auditioned for and then heard how they cast it later, and thought, that's not at all what they asked me to do. You know, like, that's not anywhere near what we were supposed to be doing. So much now, you audition at home, and you're alone in your little closet with your little mic and doing stuff, and it's just so, there's no feedback. In the old days, like 5 years ago, you would go to a casting director, and then I would try something out, and you'd say, oh, could you make it a little higher, can you make it younger? That's great, but it's way too fast, or whatever. And so you could show people that you actually were an actor, not just someone who, was sitting in their closet doing stuff. But now that's all I do, is I sit there and I audition for things, and then I send it off and wait to hear about it. So it's good that I don't have a very good memory, because then I just forget about it right away. Because it's so depressing if you think about the things that you don't get. But anyway, so
thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, so my request is as follows. Blame my friend for this one.
Okay.
So Thanos enters the Pokemon universe and snaps his finger. So I want to hear Ash say, "Pikachu, I don't feel so good."
What is it from? What is it?
It's from Avengers.
Avengers.
Yeah. So basically, if you remember where Spider-Man's like, "Man, I feel so good." It's just
Oh no, I don't remember that. But
okay.
I just said I have a. So I just put my own spin
Yes,
on it.
you're Ash Ketchum.
I'm Ash Ketchum.
Disintegrating,
I'm disintegrating.
and Pikachu's looking over you, very sad.
Pikachu. I don't feel so good. That was disintegrating, but with heartburn.
Thank you.
Somebody put them together and give them antacids.
If you had to pick from the first generation of Pokemon, what would be your top 10 favorite Pokemon?
Top 10?
Yes.
This is like, you really are asking me, how many Pokemon can you name?
Right.
What are your favorites? Okay, my
Favorites.
favorites.
Okay.
Pikachu. Big surprise. I'm gonna have to go with Bulbasaur, Squirtle, and Charmander. I'm gonna go with Lapras, Trico.
That's okay.
Oh, does it only have to be Gen 1?
No,
Except,
it could be all.
okay. Gosh, you can't put any Okay, and one more. I'm gonna say Mr. Mime.
Hey.
I said Charmander, so I have to go.
It kind of fits all of it.
Yeah, Mr. Mime. I'm gonna go with that being my favorite, since everyone does not like Mr. Mime as their favorite. Do you?
Is that what they?
People are creeped out by Mr. Mime. Who doesn't want someone silent to do the dishes?
Just doing this, like.
I know. You know what's not always smiling?
Oh wait.
You're talking about Detective Pikachu.
Oh, that's a pretty good one.
Yes, but in the real one, he's just there and like, you know, doing stuff and helping out around the house and like. I have. Have you all?
Yes.
Oh, good.
Enough said.
Done. Thank you so much. It's the kids that have been really grilling you this time around.
I know, as expected. Hi guys. I like your costume.
Thanks. Out of all 8 evolutions, what are your top 2 favorites?
Well, I like to say Eevee because I believe in the infinite possibility inside all of us. And so, also, it's not just because I can't remember all the names of the other Eevees. I can name them all. Okay, you name and I'll pick one other one. Go.
Sylveon, Glaceon, Flareon, Vaporeon, Umbreon, Espeon, Jolteon, Leafeon.
So I'm gonna go Flareon. Nice. Because I flare on. I'm gonna go Flareon for that. Did you have 2 favorites? That was well done, by the way. Very well done.
Eevee and Leafeon.
Which one?
Eevee and Leafeon. Most people would suspect that Sylveon would be my favorite.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because you like to frolic in the woods.
Actually, yes.
Yes. I can tell. Thank you.
So much.
Okay, I'm a serious person. I'm
Good.
I'm clued into all of you. Yes, princess.
Hi. Oh my god, I was wondering how it would sound when I just saying.
It's very good.
Can I give you a quote on my phone and have you say it for us?
It depends on what it is.
It's Ash.
Well, yes, I know, but it depends on what you want me to say. I can't say just
Like rated R stuff.
Yeah. So I'm
It's
going to
from one of the
say.
episodes.
Try me.
From one of the episodes, a direct quote from one of the shows. Sure.
You can tell me that, but I don't know if that's true. Okay, go ahead.
Can I bring it up to you?
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
okay.
Yeah, come on.
This is no gifts. Please stop giving me your phone. Okay.
Good.
Oh, he says I'm having a major hat crisis. Did he ever say that? Could you, if anybody's out there, you can come out. And if you're a monster or a ghost, you can stay where you are, and we won't bother you. Of course, in the real show, it would have been a lot faster because it would have been flapping so fast. Yeah, if anybody's out there, you can come out, and if you're a monster or a ghost, you might get faster. Are these actual? The professor sure has a lot of muck on his hands. Is that real? What a script. Come and get me. Oh yeah, I can't read. I'll
One's like, I have my own method.
the Spiros, that whole from the first.
Yes.
It's raining, and that was like, it's so amazing. Even when I watch it now, I want to cry. Like, the idea that someone, a kid, would be so, I mean, first of all, he meets Pikachu, and immediately their sparks literally fly in a bad way. And then he basically gives up his life to save Pikachu from those Spearow in the rain on that borrowed bike. Like, that is the most dramatic thing. Is that the first episode or the second? First, right? Because, I mean, that episode set up this whole journey that we've been on. Like, right away, we realized this is real, you know? And how many of you would do that? Like, steal a bike to go save your companion, right? Yeah.
The one kid's like,
Yeah, I'd steal the bike, but...
Mine first, maybe Pokemon later.
But I mean, what an amazing thing. And it does make me want to cry when I see it now. Even then, just I don't know, it was just amazing. So I won't do that one today. So...
Did you get like I got a question.
Hi, how you doing? My question is, because I grew up as a kid watching it, were the big battles and episodes, did you get more in tune with that felt like we was in the battle at the same time? And which was the saddest moment? We also Ash came with like Pokemon during the whole episode. Which was the saddest one for you?
Well, definitely, I'm trained in stage combat also, so being in the fight scenes was pretty cool. And you also could just fight and not worry about getting hurt or, have to rehearse it ahead of time. So, when you're in the booth, you can't really move because your clothes make a lot of noise. But when I had to throw things, I always would be like, I choose you! So that comes into it. But you can't really do it or you knock everything over, which I have done. But, but definitely you do get into it. Also, you only see, especially with Pokemon, we're like renegade dubbers. So we don't watch the whole thing ahead, time it out, whatever. We just jump right in. So you have your script that you're seeing for the first time ever. You get 3 beeps in your headphones, you're watching it on the screen, and we had paper in those days. Now I have to hold the iPad up so I can do it. But so you're looking at the script, you kind of cruise down to see what the people around you have said, because you're not hearing them in the headphones. You're looking at this, it would say like punches, kicks, something. So you kind of know what's coming up, but you haven't seen it. So in that sense, you're looking where it says, let's go Pikachu. So he's like, let's go Pikachu! And you're like watching the whole thing and moving, and then they can move some things around, but then like, let's do it again, so whatever. Sometimes you do it once and it's fine. Other times you have to do it more so that it really fits into the flap of it. So yes, you definitely get into it, even with just lines, rather than action. I would say the saddest moments there's obvious ones like setting butter free. I think that whole episode with Pikachu and deciding not to pressure it to evolve. When Brock and Misty and Ash parted, it was so sad, and we didn't know where it was going from then. We didn't know if we would ever see each other again. I mean, as actors, we came in that day and found out that was happening. We didn't even know ahead of time for all of those things. So you're really in the moment because you're living it right there. And I would have to say we got replaced at the end of season 8, and we had a little bit of time knowing that it was over. And that was really sad. Knowing that the show was going on without us was really hard.
You're the best, Ash.
Oh, thank you. I'm not fishing for compliments, but the thing is, we all really cared so much about the show that it was just sad, and not to have a choice to go on with it is what made it difficult. But you can ask a question because you're my favorite now.
So, my name is Afan. Pokemon has been a big part of my life, a big inspiration since I was a kid. But I have 3 short questions if you're willing to take on the challenge.
Okay.
Number 1, what is your favorite color?
Red.
What is your quest?
My what?
Quest.
I thought you said bust, and I was going to say, I'm going to have to bust you. Just kidding.
That is not what.
What's my favorite quest?
What is your quest?
I want to be the very best. Is that good? Or did you mean something like Johto League or something?
That's good, that works.
Okay, all right.
What is your mother's name?
My mother's name?
Your mother?
Delia Ketchum.
Alright, thanks.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Do you know what that was from?
No.
It was a Money Pokemon in the Holy Grail.
Oh, was it?
Yep.
Yeah. It was
It was the accent that threw me off.
Hey, fair enough, fair enough.
You know what? It does seem at this moment that I've lived my life under a rock that had no television or movies. So, because I don't seem to get any of the references, I apologize. I have watched other things other than what I've been in.
Oh, fair.
Just wanted to let you know.
Of course, you're not completely under a rock.
It's just a boulder.
It's heavy.
Yeah, it's heavy. It's really heavy. All right.
Hi there.
Hi, I'm Andrew. Again, like earlier, I want to thank you again for Ash Ketchum and to put over 2 big parts of my about your daughter earlier. How is it, like, do any of her friends or anything be like, wait, that voice kind of sounds a little familiar? Like, is it always like, oh, here we go again? Or is it like, yeah, my mom's like Ash Ketchum kind of thing?
So I think the answer that she would tell you is that I would say the only time that has mattered, and not for lack of trying, was in high school. Some of the teachers had watched Pokemon, and that's when they were like, we moved to Los Angeles, and my daughter finished high school there, junior and senior year, and some of the teachers there were like, oh, your mom is in Pokemon, that's really cool. And then in college, I think it's made a difference. But when she was little, none at all. But I went on a lot of field trips, so people liked me just for being me, which was okay too. But nobody really cared that much about anything that I did.
How old was your daughter when you first showed her a Pokemon episode?
Well, considering that she was in my stomach for the whole first season, I think she pretty much could recognize Ash's voice when she was born. Yeah. Hey, go to sleep. I'm not going to say that I did or didn't do that. I'm just not going to say if I did. I think I did. But anyway, yeah, she's always come to the studio with me and all of that. So she's always kind of been on the behind the scenes of it all. She played Centric with me. I held her up to the microphone and she was doing Centric and I was doing Centric and we did the same. Anyway, so they mixed those together. So I don't know. We watched a lot of Saturday morning cartoons when she was little, and probably in the morning before school we might have had it on also. Sometimes. So, her whole life.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hi there.
Hi.
Hi.
You also played Delia, right?
Yep, and May also.
Yeah. So, could you, as Delia, give a message to Ash?
Don't forget to change your underwear. I think that's pretty much the most important thing she ever told him. She must have at some point said, please call home, or, stay out of trouble, or look both ways before you cross the street. But in the beginning, I think she chose wisely in encouraging him to change his underwear, which I don't know if there was extra pairs in his backpack. I'm just not sure.
I think there was.
There must have been at least one.
You had a laundry line.
That's right, good point.
Yeah, and like some spare tissues or something.
Yeah, which we all need to have, actually. Some string. I just washed my socks before I came here. So they were hanging.
You too?
Yeah, I'm not talking about my underwear. I'm just saying I need to wash my socks. Okay. So my friend called me and was like, hey, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm washing my socks right now. Life of glamour. Yeah, I know, because I don't have a washer in my little apartment, so this is it, man. Welcome to my life, guys. Thanks for coming by.
Best YouTube channel ever.
I know, really super interesting.
Ash, can you your songs? Just come on. I can't do it.
No, I can't either. Yeah. We have a whole monologue about laundry. Laundry. Anyway, thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, hi.
Hi, how are you?
Good.
At first, I think I'd like to thank you because when you were on TV, when Pokemon was on TV, or Yu-Gi-Oh, I could sit my kids there, and for like a half hour, I had freedom. Okay. Did you ever do any musicals?
I have. Yeah, I did. I toured with Babes in Toyland for a little while. I worked with TheaterWorks USA out of New York, and I, for a time, was their, oh my God, someone's sick, we need to replace them with someone, and they would call me. So I was on Babes in Toyland for a little while. Also Treasure Island, I got to play Jim Hawkins, which was pretty awesome.
Wow.
Yeah, it was really amazing. But those were definitely like in the van on the way to the show, memorizing lines and learning the songs and stuff.
Well, what's your favorite musical, let's say, ever?
In real life?
Yeah.
Singing in the Rain is one of my favorite. We watch that all the time. I think that's probably one of my favorites, yeah. Do you have a favorite? It's hard to pick.
Of course, Hamilton is exceptional.
Oh yeah, I haven't seen that at all.
Well, I saw it with the original cast.
Yeah.
We bought our We bought our tickets like way ahead of time.
Yeah.
And we planned a whole New York thing. And you can't actually say that you liked this play, but you experienced it.
Mm-hmm.
And they did 1984.
Oh wow.
For a short time in New York.
As a musical?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, my favorite place.
Yeah.
But it's like, I can't say I like it.
Yeah.
But you experienced this.
Oh, that's so neat.
It's interesting. Yeah, it's really interesting. Yeah. Okay.
1984, the musical.
Yeah.
We got those folks.
I saw Thoroughly Modern Millie with Sutton Foster. Did you see that? She's extraordinary. My daughter was so small, that was her first Broadway show when she was like 4. And I'll go to anything Sutton Foster is in.
I saw, they used to come through here and they used to do, previews here.
Yeah.
They don't do that so much anymore. But they did, Andrew Lloyd Webber came through here with his new one. And I saw the original Eevee.
Ooh,
with
Patty LuPone.
Yes, and Mandy Patinkin.
Wow.
Yeah.
Amazing. Those are life-changing shows,
Really?
There's nothing like live theater to be part of the whole thing. Much like this panel, right?
Yeah. Somebody similar.
Life-changing.
Yeah, life-changing. Talk more about cleaning your socks, please. Hi there.
All right, quick question. So, as well as Ash Ketchum, you also voice Cosmos in The City of Fine Fantasy, and of course, Sailor Pluto.
Right.
So, my question is this. If Cosmos was asking Ash and Pluto to be 2 of her champions, how would that conversation go?
Well, Cosmos. Cosmos talks really slowly.
Yeah.
It's the slowest speaking character I've ever played. So that was a joke for any of you to do that. I challenge either of you to be to champion my cause. Well, I, Sailor Pluto, sound quite similar to you, Cosmos. Although I do speak faster and have less emotion, I decide to stay at my door to space and time and hand this to Ash. Okay. My biggest problem is I have to go inside my head to think about them standing there. So it's got to be the weirdest thing for you to watch me try to piece this together because I'm just thinking it through so much. That's why I work alone. It's so weird.
You just from the closet of the mirror.
I know. Yeah, because Cosmos was really slow, and it had to also match the time because it was already the same thing. It was already in Japanese, so they would play the time of that original line, and then that all had to be. Gosh, there were so many people in the room and in Japan all together at the same time. So slow. And then the same thing. Sailor Pluto is also. She has no emotion. We had to redo lines because she was too warm. So
warm.
Yeah, so she definitely has some social difficulties with people, but she tries very hard. And then Ash is just Ash. So, but it's interesting, that there's challenges to every job, and that's, I think, in life in general. But for acting, there's challenges with everything, the boundaries that are put on, whether it's the lip flap or the time or who the character is. And it's a great thing to be able to try to achieve that. And often as an actor, you have to let so much of yourself go. Because you may want the character to be something, but they say, no, it can't be like that. So anyway, it's really interesting. Thank you for that challenge.
Oh, no problem.
I'll champion you. So.
Thank you.
Thanks. Yes, hi.
Hello.
Hi.
So I have a question about during recording of Ash, because I'm one of the many people here for Ash Ketchum, and like Pokemon was literally childhood for me as well.
Right.
Do you have a favorite moment where it doesn't have to be like specifically something from the actual show or recording live, but like a favorite moment recording behind the scenes, something that happened during a session that's just like a favorite fond memory you look back on, like with coworkers, other people just behind the scenes type memory?
Yeah, well, we all did record alone, so I never got to be in the same room with the actors, ever. It was always one person in the booth, one engineer, and one director. So we had our own fun, in a sense, although definitely Pokemon is a show where they wanted you to get the work done as fast as possible. So really, if you joked around too much, you really could be fired. So it was like, we didn't have a lot of really goofing around times, but I don't know, I just loved being that character. It was so fun to just go to work. I think, wow, I don't remember any of the lines. I can remember them if you tell them to me, but I guess the most fun was like, hey, Brocco, you know, like when we got to be really casual with stuff, and it seemed like we were all really good friends, just that kind of stuff. I love those quiet moments with Pikachu after they battled, and you could see how close they were, and Ash would be, say, hey, Pikachu, you deserve a good long rest. Hey, you know, like that little stuff. And then you're like, no, you're not a detective yet.
You're Pikachu.
Could you imagine? That would be a whole different show.
A deep bass.
Yeah,
Pikachu.
but also all the Pokemon were it then too. So Pikachu had that high voice, but it was neither a boy nor a girl.
Right, exactly. It was Pikachu.
Yeah. Everything had to be it.
And we got 2 minutes left. I got the 5 minute.
No worries. We can finish the questions.
Yeah, we're lightning round. Thank you.
I have one more thing, so I'll go with the back.
Oh, no, just ask it.
Well, my boyfriend and I were talking back there, and we were talking about some type of Pikachu, and he made a comment like, what would be like if Ash Ketchum was with like Ryan Reynolds or something like that?
If Ash Ketchum was with Ryan Reynolds?
Like the Detective Pikachu, I guess, style setting, like, I don't know how.
He'd probably say, I don't know how I got here. Because, you know, in Pokemon, at least when I was on the show, it was all really jolly. And nobody was really kind of snarky so much with people. I mean, they were a little bit, maybe mean sometimes, but nobody was like snarky, like Pikachu is in Detective Pikachu. So I think it would be a total affront for Ash to have to deal with that, because it's just not the way that he is, you know. So, you're welcome.
Hi there.
Hi.
Hello. Big fan. So I asked if you could live as one of your characters, who would it be?
April O'Neil, she's really good on the computer, and I don't do that much computery things, so I would probably, if I were April O'Neil, I could handle my social media better, probably. And then, do I have any characters that fly? I'd love to be able to fly a bit more.
Pretty cool.
But yeah, so maybe April O'Neil, without having to be down in a sewer so much. So, yeah, you're welcome.
This is the final one.
That's weird. Great. Okay. What is your favorite episode you voiced in?
I think, honestly, I really love everything I get a chance to work on. And it's all so different. Like, I work on a show called Mophie that we record the voices first, but it is stop action, and everything is made of cotton in that. I worked on Rilakkuma and Kaoru, which is new on Netflix. And that's just such beautiful stop action that it was really fun to work on that show. Pokemon, the colors, the action of it. I don't know, pretty much everything. I mean, Pokemon I worked on the longest, so there's probably many episodes that are my favorite in terms of that.
Could you name one in particular? Or?
The first episode of Pokemon?
That time?
Yeah, that one, for sure, because like I was saying, that it sets up the whole journey that we're about to go on, and so much happens in that first episode that you want to know what happens next. I think that's the most of anything that's been squished into an episode ever that I've worked on. Thank you, please. You're welcome.
And we hit the time.
Yeah. Do you have one more quick question?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
If you had to be a Pokemon character, who would it be?
Oh, wow.
Quick.
Pikachu? I wouldn't be Mr. Mime because I like to talk, I guess.
So anything but Mr. Mime?
Yeah. I guess Pikachu because, okay, let's just say Pikachu to end it. Why would you want to be a Pokemon? It's like being, seriously. You want to be a trainer, don't you? Ultimately you have to live in a ball like I dream of Genie. I don't know if I can deal with that. I live in a very small apartment already, so I can tell you it's not that great.
You're in your own Pokeball.
You know what I mean? Let me out! So Pikachu's probably my favorite, to me, because it gets to do whatever it wants. So, isn't revealing too much about me.
Final things to say to everybody before we
you guys, thank you so much for spending time with me. I'm loving being here in your city. Those of you who live here and came from farther away, thank you. I'm downstairs at my little old table the rest of the weekend, Saturday, Sunday, today until 7. So I know I've seen most of you in here today, but come down and see me. Thank you. I would say Michigan Comic Con. I